The main reason why we do everything we do in English language is for us to be able to communicate effectively. Without the need for communication, there won't be need for English language. So today we're going to be talking about communication, and we're going to begin with sentence construction, because it is what you put together that you're actually going to communicate. Yes, you cannot just open your mouth and say anything. There has to be a sentence you put together. It is the put together of sentence that you bring out as communication. That is, for every communication you have to get involved in, you have to be able to construct sentences, that is, put words together to actually communicate effectively. Okay, I told you in one of our videos that English move in stages. Okay, and that's exactly what we've been doing. We started with the 26 letters, we moved to sounds and to sound combination, which is the construction of words, and we have been doing that. We have been in that process. Okay, so now we are introducing the sentence, because when you bring words together, as we construct words, there is every need for us to actually make sentences, right? Because that's the basic essence of everything we are doing, for us to use sentences properly. Okay, so today we're going to be practicing sentence construction, how you can actually put words together to convey a message, communicate your thoughts, like to share your ideas. All this thing happens with the put together of words, that is sentence construction. When you have words put together in the right format, it is called a sentence. Now you know that. Okay, then what is sentence construction? When we talk about sentence construction, we're talking about how you should organize your sentence, like how you should build your sentence to actually make sense, how you can actually construct your sentence to follow the proper rules, like for it to give a meaningful thought. Okay, remember, a sentence that could not convey a meaningful thought, that cannot send a complete meaning, is actually not a good sentence. Okay, so it is very important that you pay attention to the rules that actually helps in guiding, constructing meaningful sentences. When you have something in your mind that you want to communicate, you want to talk to somebody about, it is with the sentence that you have to make it come to life. Okay, when you put your words together and the meaning of what you want to say is in the words you've put together, then actually you have a sentence constructed. In other ways, if you have words that you put together and at the end of the day it is not able to convey a meaningful thought, a meaningful idea, like a meaningful expression, then something is actually wrong with the sentence. What am I trying to say? A sentence must make sense on its own. Okay, for a sentence to be valid, it has to make meaning on its own. All right, now how do you know when you construct a meaningful, a thoughtful, like a valid sentence in code? It is when you work together with these four parts of a sentence. The first one is the subject, the second is the verb, the third the object, the fourth the complement. Yes, you have to work hand in hand with these four parts of a sentence. In that way, you will get a correct, meaningful sentence. Let's break it down. When we talk about a subject, we are talking about the performer of an action. The performer, the person that you are talking about in that sentence, the thing, okay, that you are talking about in that sentence, the thing that is like standing for the rest of the sentence. For instance, when I say Obi is a boy, Obi actually is the person that is actually the boy. Obi is the subject. Okay, now that's it. The person that you're talking about in your sentence, the thing that you're talking about in the sentence, is actually your subject or your noun. Now the verb. A sentence must always, like always, a must that every sentence will have a verb. For a sentence to be regarded correct, valid, it must have a verb. It is a must. Okay, you can skip any other thing, but a sentence must contain subject and a verb. Basically, there is no sentence without these two, so you have to bring these two into consideration whenever you are trying to construct a sentence. Take for instance, if I say singing or sings, you will be like, who did sing? Who sang? Okay, that's the question you're going to ask. That means my communication was never understood. But the moment I say Ada sings or Obi sings, you can tell that I am talking about Obi, and the action he performed was he sang. Okay, that's how communication flows. All right, now these are the basic two for every sentence construction. If you miss any of them, actually your sentence is not valid. Your sentence will not make sense. Your sentence will not actually convey thoughtful meaning. Okay, you can see from the example I gave, when I said sings, there was no subject and the communication was not understood. Okay, there was still question in my mind, in your heart, who did sing, who sing. Okay, now when I added obi or ada sing or they sang, you now understood that ada was actually the person that did like sing. Obi was actually the person that, so these two have to be is a must for a complete, thoughtful, meaningful sentence. All right. Now the next one, the object. When you talk about an object, we're talking about the receiver of the action. Now this is how it flows. We have a performer, we have action being the verb. A performer is the subject, the action is the verb, then the receiver of the action is the object. Okay, so we have it in this form. We have performer performing action, object receiving action. I hope you understand that. Okay, we have the performer. The performer will now do the action, that is the verb. Okay, the action part. Then the receiver, who is that subject and that verb looking up to, like who are they referring to, who are they going to? Okay, they are going to the object. All right, that's the third. We have subject, verb, object, then complement. Sometimes we hear people make sentences like this: I have this just to compliment me, or this will compliment my beauty, or what do you think the complement does? A complement in a sentence actually tells us more, like it gives us more detail, more information about the subject. Okay, it gives more information about everything in the sentence, especially the subject. Subject, verb, object, complement. Okay, now we have different ways that sentence can be constructed. Okay, and the simplest one is the subject verb sentence. Okay, subject plus verb sentence. For instance, like I said, Obi sings, Obi claps, Obi sits. You see, I just have subject and verb and my message is gotten, like my message is delivered. The second one, subject verb object. Subject verb object. I eat rice. I eat rice. I eat rice. I is the subject, eat is the verb, rice is the object. You can see that I eat rice. Now, if you look deep into this sentence, you will notice that the action was directed to the rice. Okay, the action was what is being eaten is the rice. That's where the action is directed to, and the rice was actually what was eaten. Okay, and the action between the I and the rice was the eating. I hope this is flowing very well. Okay, so you can see with the put together of these three, subject, verb, and object, my message is actually understood, right? Next one, subject, verb, complement. Subject, verb, complement. Now, in this format, he is tall. He is tall. She is happy. She is happy. Now, these two sentences can tell you that I am actually talking about some persons, yes, but the ending part, which are the complements, actually talks more about she representing the subject, is representing the verb, and happy representing the complement, as well as he representing the subject, is representing the verb, and tall representing the complement. Now, if you take a look at these two sentences, you understand that there is more information regarding to the she and the he. The complement function as an extra information giver about the subject. Yes, a complement will give you more information. It will tell you more about the subject, that is the person performing an action in a sentence. For instance, when I talk about she, I have not seen she. I don't know who she is, but the complement happy tells me that this person is actually happy, right? I know that who I am talking about is a she already. Then it tells me, okay, to add to it, she is happy. You get it now? On the part of the boy, the he tells me that I'm actually talking about a boy, and this boy is actually tall. Now, assuming I haven't seen this person for the first time, I can tell from the sentence that this person is actually a tall person. You can see the extra information complement gives me. So this is it. This is how sentences are being constructed. So a sentence can go with just subject verb. It can go subject verb object, subject verb complement. Now, before we go on, I want to ask a question. What's the difference between an object and a complement in a sentence? Can you differentiate them? How do you know which is which? Okay, this is it. A complement is that part that does not receive an action. A complement does not receive an action. That is how you should know it. But an object does. An object is an action receiver. If you pay attention when I said I ate rice, okay, you can relate from the sentence that the action was on the rice. The action I took was on the rice. I ate the rice. The rice being the object was receiving the action. Okay. Now for the complement, when I said he is tall, you can tell from my sentence that we are actually talking about a boy because he, the subject, is actually representing boy. Okay. Now the tall, you don't know if this person is short, tall, you don't know, but the information extra tells you this person is tall. So if you're expecting to see this person, expect that you're going to see a tall boy. Now that we are aware of what a sentence should contain, the past to a sentence, let's look at some of the rules that actually guide sentence construction. We have over 25 rules that actually guide sentence construction, but on today's video, we're going to be talking about just 5 with practicals. We're going to be practicing, we're going to be seeing results with 5 rules that actually guides the construction of sentence in English language. Let's check them out. First rule says, every sentence must contain a subject. Every sentence is a must. Every sentence must actually contain a subject. That's the first rule. Now, second rule, it says that every sentence must contain a verb. Every sentence, not some sentence, every sentence must contain a verb. And rule number 3, for a sentence to be valid and called a sentence, it must express a complete thought. It must express a complete meaning. It must convey a message. It must convey an idea. Okay? Rule number 3 says that before you can consider any words put together as a sentence, it must meet the criteria of completing a meaningful thought. It must be able to convey a meaningful message. And rule number 4, subject and verb must agree in numbers. Subject and verb must agree in numbers. What does this mean? This implies that whenever you are trying to construct any sentence, you should pay attention to the numbers. That is, if a subject has just one person, your verb should speak one person. If you are talking about multiple subjects, your verb as well should indicate that we are talking about multiple subjects. That is what this actually means. That is, if you have a singular subject, you should have a singular verb. A plural subject, you should equally have a plural verb. You get it now? And the 5th one, which is the last for today's lesson, is the use of the right tenses. The use of the right tenses. That is, using the right tenses. That's the rule number 5. You should use the correct tense when you are making a sentence. Now, I'm not going to discuss this very rule on today's video because it's actually a lengthy topic. Like, this is a whole topic on its own. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss it on today's video. So I'm going to stop here for today's video. If you're seeing me for the first time, so welcome to the channel. Right here, we do a lot of things. We learn how to spell words, how to read, how to write, how to speak. Like, we do everything that concerns English language right here. Be part of the family by subscribing. And when you do, the notification bell on to get notified whenever I post a new video. Don't forget to stay amazing. See you soon on the next one. Bye.